So I know it's getting ready to be May, and I still have like three signs, individual sign readings to do for April, which I'm not even gonna lie to you, it's probably not gonna get done. So for the signs that I did not do in April, they will be the first ones that I do for the month of March. But anyway, this is going to be a Tales from the Hood reading, a collective reading. So yeah, whatever comes out. So I'm going to actually use a lot of oracle cards for this reading. I've not done that for a while. I've not done that since I've started this, the new channel. I would do it regularly on my old channel. So this ought to be quite interesting. Let me see. I know somebody just got boomed on a couple of minutes ago. Somebody, yeah, I don't know if anybody died, but I just know that somebody just unloaded a clip. So here's hoping that everybody is safe out there. But I'm hearing that whoever, if somebody did, catch a bullet, they know exactly why they caught that bullet. So it's not a mystery. All right. So I don't know for whoever that is. All right, so anyway, collective. We're going to see what comes out. These are like the original picture cards from back in the day. You can see how brown they are. So this is going to be interesting. All right. I'm going to make sure to use... it. Alright, pull some from here. I'll pull some from here. And then pull some from here. From here. And then from here. And we'll shuffle these. Hey, Anita. Hey, Mama. I'm glad you're here. Benjamin was on the last reading. I think you had clicked off. This is a collective. All right. All right. Let me stop talking because it's gonna come out in the card. So hold on for a second. All right. What we have for the collective for the Tales from the Hood reading. All right. Family secrets. This is also monkey see, monkey do. This is also 3 people could have been involved in some type of scheme, crime, something like that. And so this is a situation where somebody could be getting questioned, or there could be some type of investigation, and I'm hearing that people are trying to come up with the same alibi, the same story. People are getting their story straight about something. Like, we were all together. Hey, you said, so how does tarot work? I don't know, it just works. Either it works or it doesn't. It's really the only way I can describe it. But, so this is like, people trying to get their stories together. As well, this is also trying to fit in with the crowd. So this could be like somebody going along with, maybe an idea or a plan that they already know is possibly not good. However, they don't want to be ostracized or picked on or looked at as an outcast or something like that. So they go along. So this could be like peer pressure as well. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we have sloppy, bummy, and also somebody is on like medication. So this could be like, what can I say? Somebody could be like letting people use them as well. So this could be like somebody, is somebody doesn't fit in. So this could be like where somebody, is a very awkward person, what, one would deem as like not cool, or, somebody is just not, they just don't have that type of, I don't, what's the word I'm looking for? Charisma, or I don't know. And so this person, basically tries to overcompensate either by providing some type of financial benefit to whoever they are involved with or whomever they hang around with, or, maybe let people, use their things and everything so that way they feel needed, or that, gives people a reason to contact them. So I don't know, somebody is like trying to fill a void or trying to basically morph into something that they're not, in an effort to like try to fit in. Can I read for you? So at the end of the reading, if you're still on, you can ask me a question. If you find that you need to log off, you can always, leave it in the chat. Make it general. So, it's like a yes or no question. So that way when I do answer it, I'm not putting your business, out for the world to see and everything. But this is somebody who, they, what's the word I'm looking for? Somebody longs to be with the in crowd, or in the in crowd, or do what, they believe the in crowders do, an A-lister, and so this is somebody who, no matter how hard they try, it just is what it is. They just, are never going to be seen as that. They're never going to be that. And so in a quest to do that, or in a quest to be seen as that, or to be accepted by their peers, they will oftentimes allow people to take advantage of them. If that makes sense. All right. So that could be somebody that is significant in this. All right. So, again, we got family secrets. We also have somebody's trying to come up with an alibi. So going back to this could be someone who could have gotten themselves involved in a situation, gotten themselves involved, like, possibly with some type of criminal act, just to fit in or to go along with the crowd, or, to be involved, or to be included. And this could be blowing up in somebody's face. And so right now, people are trying to like cover their tracks, cover their asses. And this could also be a situation where somebody could have possibly have done something and included someone who is, like this. So this could be someone who, talks a lot, or doesn't know the code, doesn't know how to close ranks when people start asking questions and things like that. And so now it's like, people are trying to get their stories together, but they're not too sure about this one right here, because see, this one right here, they run their mouth. And so this one right here, they might fold under questioning, or they might, crack under, like interrogation. This is what I'm hearing. So now this could be a situation where people are kind of like trying to scramble or nervous because they don't know what this one right here is going to say and or do, or whether or not this one is going to, you say you were, they don't know what this one is going to do. All right. 91 could be significant. Somebody could have been born in 91 as well. This could also be a situation where a past crime or something from the past is coming back to haunt somebody as well. So this could be where someone, somebody was involved in a crime in the past, and I have been picking up for, a couple of weeks now that somebody could have been involved in like a crime in the past, and perhaps they got away with it, but for some reason, somehow, some way, some evidence is resurfaced. And so now an investigation is going to be reopened into a past situation. This could be where, when this happened, you were kids when you all did this, so this could be like 40 years has gone by since you all committed this crime, or, since somebody was involved in this. And for whatever the reason, now some evidence, I'm hearing DNA evidence has popped up. So this is giving me like, I don't know if anybody's ever seen the movie Goodfellas. I'm sure everybody has seen the movie Goodfellas, where they killed that guy in the bar, right? And so they had to bury the body and everything. And so they take the body to the woods and they bury it, and then like months go by, and then somebody purchased the property, somebody purchased the land where the body was buried. And so now Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci and Ray Liotta, now they have to go back to that place and dig the body up because, the land is going to be developed, and so they didn't want anybody to find out about the crime. This is giving me this where somebody committed a crime a long, long time ago, and for whatever reason, now that case is being reopened, or again now some evidence has surfaced where people are starting to question something again, or starting to question someone again, involving a woman. You see here, it was one woman and two guys in here. So this woman could be older. So this could be something that she participated in when she was younger. And now that, now she's older, whatever it is, this evidence is resurfaced. And now she could be under investigation. People are actually quite nervous now because they don't know what it is that this woman is going to say, if she's going to still keep her mouth shut or what. All right. Let's, let me see. We'll use these cards. I'll take some of these. Take some of these. All right, what do we have here for family secrets? It could be two brothers and a sister as well. I don't even want to say what I'm hearing. How am I? Cards are... Wait, how am I? The cards are going to die. Well, obviously you could be listening to a reader. You could be going to a reader. But somebody is also getting readings because somebody could be fearful that there could be an attempt on one's life, or that they could be passing soon for whatever the reason. This could also be a situation where somebody could be concerned that they're going to be passing at the hands of another, that somebody is plotting against them. This is giving me strong. Now that this evidence is resurfaced and perhaps an investigation is getting ready to reopen, like somebody is scared for their life. Whoever, they participate in this, and they could perhaps know that, the other people who were involved could be looking at them. Somebody is looked at as the weakest link. Because somebody could possibly be on medication. Somebody could have, mental capacity could have deteriorated over the years, or this could be a situation where, you're older now, so you don't want to take those chances, or you want to, like somebody doesn't want to have to run. Somebody doesn't want to have to lie. Also, somebody, because they are sickly and they are older, this is somebody who's trying to get right with the Lord. So they want to repent for any wrongdoings that they may have done in their past. So somebody found Jesus between then and now. And that's a problem. Oh. Hold on for a minute. Yeah, that's a problem. Somebody found Jesus. Because if somebody found Jesus, then that means that they're not going to lie to cover up any evil and or wrongdoings that they may have done in the past. They're going to come clean because they're trying to keep it right with the Lord. Hold on for a minute. And that's bad for business. I'm hearing that. That's bad for business. Somebody is not going to cover for someone. Somebody has found the Lord in their old age, or somebody is not the same person that they were, say, when they were 20. This could be a situation where somebody committed a crime, or somebody was involved in some crazy shit when they were like, in their teens or in their 20s or something like that. And now somebody is like in their 40s, 50s. I'm not even 40s, but I'm getting like 50s or 60s or something like that. Somebody is older. somebody is a different person now. And so now that this situation is coming up, you know, people are, the other people who are involved are fucking nervous. Like, she done found the Lord. She ain't about to sit up here and lie for us. She'll be done told everything. Also, somebody is on medication. So this could be a situation where somebody is now older, they're in assisted living. So somebody could also suffer from dementia. Somebody has lost, like I said, somebody has lost their mental faculties. Or, you know, yeah, I mean, as a result of getting older, somebody is on medication. So when this person like takes their medicine, or perhaps because their mental, you know, faculties have been, you know, decapacitated in some way, that they're liable to say anything. You know what I mean? So they don't know what it is that they're saying. They could just be talking out the side of their neck and let some shit go, like, ha ha ha. Because remember what we did to the last one 40 years ago? You know, that type of situation. This could also be a situation where somebody is up in age, and so somebody could be, you know, going through. There's also somebody who has a relative who suffers from Alzheimer's as well, and this person is basically telling, like, you know, telling the family secrets, or could be telling some family secrets, because, you know, people who suffer from Alzheimer's, they live in the past, so they can remember, you know, things from far a long time ago, but, you know, things that happened, like, you know, a minute ago or 10 minutes ago, they don't remember. So this could be someone who is suffering from Alzheimer's, and, you know, they're having flashbacks of yesteryear, and they're out here, you know, shit, telling the family dirty laundry. Like, remember that time you and Billy Joe was out there in the back screwing behind the shed? And then next thing you know, little Ray Ray came. You know, that type of thing. And now people are like, oh, what? Bobby Joe could be Ray Ray's daddy? I'm just using that as an example. Somebody is like a space cadet. Very spacey, very unkept, very messy, very just, you know, loud and boisterous. But this person, they talk a lot now. This person, somebody is a weak link. And this person could possibly know, now that this evidence has come up, somebody can know that their life is in danger. Somebody is too old. I just hear somebody saying, I'm too old to go to jail. I'm not going to jail. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to die in the penitentiary. So, like, this could be like a dark time for, like, perhaps a crime, you know, a group that basically did, you know, crimes together, or, you know, were in that life together. It was all good back then, but right now, you know what I'm saying, now that you guys are older, so this could be like a group that was super tight. At one time, they did everything together. These three used to pull licks together as well. They used to do jobs together. A girl and two guys. Now, the crazy thing is, when I had my channel the first time, I picked up on this energy where there were three people actually who were supposed to be, you know, like partners. They all worked together, but two, the woman and, okay, so all three of them were supposed to pull licks, you know, hit licks, or, you know, they committed the crime, set up people, rob people together, right? Okay. The woman and one of the men basically turned on the other person, turned on the other guy. So these two were basically stealing from the third guy. So even, okay, and I know that I'm confusing you all. All right. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so, you know, I would meet a guy, right? And he would have lots and lots of money. So I would call my two friends like, hey, dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to go on a date with this guy. This guy, you know, has all this money. This is where he lives. This is where he keeps his da-da-da-da. And then the two guys would come and they would rob the guy. You know, it could be like a dynamic like that between between this group, right? Somewhere in, along, two basically teamed up against the one. All right, so the woman and one of the men teamed up against the other guy. Now, what I had also seen in the past was this woman and this man started dealing with each other sexually. All right, so this could be a situation where, say, she was originally with this guy right here. All right, but then she and this guy started sleeping together behind this guy's back. So then they started basically, conspiring to cut this guy out and everything so they could basically keep all the money to themselves. And, since they were sleeping together, they could be together. And basically, this person could have found this out, that the two were basically working against him now. These two have basically started, dealing with each other. When originally, they called themselves, hey, okay, drop your question. I'll answer. I promise. When they were all three together, I'm supposed to be like the Three Musketeers, like, a little crew or whatever. Somebody basically cut somebody out or planned on cutting somebody out. This could also be a situation where these three worked together and then these two got together and unalived this one right here. And now this woman is getting older. And she's basically, because her mind could be going now she's starting to talk about it, or she's basically, people are starting to catch her up in lies, or her story is starting to deviate from like the story she told 30 years ago. Like, wow, yeah, because, when we dropped him off and everything, and people could be like, when you dropped him off, back then you said that, y'all were at the bar and he got in his car and he left. And that was the last time you saw him. Now you see that you dropped him off. I'm just, using it as an example, but it could be a situation like that somebody basically is forgetting their story, forgetting the alibi, forgetting something. And so now this has people raising their eyebrows and asking questions again. All right. So basically these two people turned on the third person and they unalived the third person. Yeah. This could be a brother and a sister that unalived the third person. This could also be where a sister is covering for her brother because perhaps her brother did somebody something and used the sister as an alibi. And perhaps new evidence is coming out, about this many, many years later. And so now, people are trying to scramble to remember the story that they told or the alibi that they used. And this sister, because she's older now, and again, she's on medication, her mind is gone. She's just not up to the task. And now somebody is quite nervous because they're scared that she's going to basically spill the beans. I don't know why I keep getting, that's, somebody shot somebody to death. Right before I started this live, I'm telling you, it sounded like somebody unloaded a whole clip. Now, hopefully they didn't, unload that clip into someone, but somebody most definitely let go some rounds. Somebody basically shot the other person. Somebody could have lured somebody out to the woods as well and did somebody something. Whatever this is, whenever this happened 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 20 years ago. This is not something that just happened. This is something that happened about 20, 30 years ago. hell, even damn near close to 40 years ago. So whoever committed these crimes, they were much, much, much younger than they are right now. So this is something where some shit that they thought was dead and buried, no pun intended, that would never come back. Nobody would ever find out that, they had done it so well, in the past. They had covered it up so well in the past that nobody would ever find out. There was no chance that, this would ever come back to bite somebody. Something that's coming back to bite somebody. Somebody buried someone in a wooded area as well. So this could be what I was saying about Goodfellas, that basically somebody could have done somebody something and buried their body. And perhaps, it very well was in a wooded area. But however, now that area is going to be redeveloped, or there's construction, or, basically people are going to be digging around or something like that. And now that body could be getting found. Ooh. And now the body is getting found. So this is very much giving that somebody could have been, I don't want to say a hitman or whatever, but somebody definitely had some bodies under their belt, right? And perhaps this person had access to a place that was remote, that nobody ever went to, so it would be easy to dispose of evidence, people, whatever. Just dig a ditch, and cover it up and then go, right? Because this was like a place where nobody ever went to. And, that may have been the case 30, 40 years ago. You know what I mean? But now that land, that area, that place, could be, under development, or there could be new construction there, or, the landscape is changing in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And all of these things that have been buried are being unearthed. And so now this could be a situation where, several missing person cases are going to be solved, Yeah. I'm hearing I want to say 5 bodies. I'm hearing 7, 8, 5, 7, or 8. 5, 7, 8 could be significant. This could have been, yeah. And not to get morbid or whatever, but this is a place where people who were in that life just knew that they could go to dispose of whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because again, 30, 40 years ago, it was a wasteland, or nobody ever went to this, or it was like a wooded area, it was a forest. It's like nobody lived there or something like that. Well, now 40 years later, this land or this area is getting redeveloped. So, all these things that were buried are now going to be dug up and found out. And somebody could be quite nervous because perhaps one of the things, or one of the people that they buried has been dug up. And so now, the cause of death is going to be, investigated. This could be somebody who was thought to be missing. And now that the body is, going to be found, now this is going to be a whole murder investigation. And so I hear somebody saying, do you remember, what we said to the police when da-da-da-da-da? Or do you remember, somebody is trying to recount their story from 40 years ago? On the flip side, there could be a sibling who unalives another sibling because their boyfriend and or girlfriend told them to. So this could be a situation where one sibling is jealous of the other one. Or perhaps, this could be, I'm also hearing inheritance too. Or trust. He just wants the trust for himself or something like that. So this could be a situation where one sibling basically is jealous of the other sibling or wants to get the other sibling out of the way or for whatever the reason. And they could have worked with, a friend, a family friend, a cousin, or somebody else to basically unalive the sibling. It is something about this woman. Whoever this woman is, she actually was the mastermind behind a lot of shit. She was the one who came up with the little ill-ass plans and everything. So this one was basically the mastermind, and these two just followed behind her. And I'm getting one of them could have been like a relative or her brother. The other one could have been a friend, could have been, a romance or something like that. But there was a woman who was the mastermind behind a lot of fuckery. Somebody wanted to get rid of their sibling because their sibling basically was going to inherit everything or was going to inherit the most, or this could be where the siblings teamed up against a sibling because perhaps that sibling was the favorite, and so that's it, or that was the heir apparent to the family business or the family fortune or something like that. But I'm getting very strongly that this sister could have gotten her boyfriend to help her do something to the brother. And the boyfriend helped because he wanted to be rich. She knew that she would have gotten money, she would have gotten a trust, but basically all of that would have been controlled by the brother because he was the boy. And he was the firstborn. And she didn't want that. He wasn't, and the brother wasn't very nice to her as well. I don't know what that means. I'm just hearing he wasn't very nice to me. The friend was always jealous of the brother. But the friend had money too. But the brother, all right, let me show you this. He had money too. But the brother was that person. He just had that personality. He was just, the life of the party. He was the apple of, his parents' eye. He was the future. You know what I mean? Like the sun rose and set on this one. The sister, she basically wasn't valued in the house. She was just there, basically to be married off, to kind of like merge families together. How, basically, I guess, it's done in royal families. But whatever it is, she would not control her own destiny. Even after their parents passed, whatever monies that they had would be controlled by the brother. And the brother wasn't very nice to, the sister. Maybe, perhaps he told her constantly how, she would only get what he would allow her to get, or, you know, when mom and dad die, you know, I'm not going to give you anything. I'm going to keep it to myself, whatever. But they weren't, you know, hey, Miss Vanderbilt, baby, you said you had a good time. Maybe a change in energy. Want to know what Merlin's energy? Okay, we'll check it out. Hey, Sweetney. But basically, you know, whatever it was, she didn't want it. I think that, you know, perhaps, again, the sister and the friend could have possibly gotten involved romantically, but for whatever the reason, they did not like the brother, okay? Somebody did their sibling something, and that could be coming out now. For sure. All right. Let's see. When I thought, and I just thought about Benjamin, and I just flew out. It says, you know, you're never going, well, I'm sorry, you never know what you're going to get. Life is like a box of chocolates. Yeah. So with this life is like a box of chocolates, you never know what you're going to get. This is something that's coming out of nowhere. Again, somebody did something a long time ago. They thought that whatever they had done, they would never get caught. It was done. It was buried. It was dusted. There's no way anybody's going to ever find out. And, you know, for a long time, that was the case. So, again, I'm hearing missing person. Somebody could have done, you know, someone something and disposed of the body and, you know, just said that, you know, they saw this person, they left, and they never saw them again. And because there was nobody, or, you know, there was no evidence of foul play, you know, it was just categorized as a missing person. People just assumed that perhaps, you know, he just up and skied away, or he just went away one day, you know what I mean, and just never came back. Well, now, you know, perhaps bones are being found, or some type of DNA evidence has been found, or again, somebody is now, you know, their mental state has, you know, has suffered. So, you know, somebody is talking more than usual and perhaps spilled the beans about something. But whatever it is, somebody is getting, you know, notice that an investigation is underway and perhaps they are a suspect. So this is coming out of nowhere. I keep seeing Goodfellas, where Robert De Niro went up to Ray Liotta, like, you remember that thing that we buried there? You know what I mean? And he was like, yeah, that was like 6 months ago. He was like, I don't care. We've got to get it up. They're getting ready. Somebody sold the land. They're getting ready to put some condominiums up. We have got to move that body. And this could be a situation like that, where somebody is finding out that, you know, they're the place where they could have possibly have buried somebody, or however it goes down, is getting ready to be, you know, under construction or under development, and they have got to get in there. Somebody has got to get in there and move that body. Now, for someone, that has already been found, that dear body. And so now, like I said at the very beginning of the reading, the body has already been found. Somebody is now scrambling to come up with an alibi or a cover story, or to remember the alibi and or cover story that was told 40 years ago when this happened. Something happened in 91. Or somebody was born in 91. If it didn't happen back in 91, somebody could have been born in 91. Somebody in trouble. Okay. All right. What else we got here going on here? I'm going to fix the camera one day so you guys can see the cards, but, you know, I guess it won't be today. Well, we're going to work on that. And what we have for the collective, this is How Am I Going to Die? You never know what you're going to get. This is also a situation where, somebody is scared that they're going to get taken out, or somebody did get taken out, but they got taken out by somebody whom they never imagined or never suspected in 1,000 years. If this somebody did not somebody is worried that the person whom possibly they committed this crime with is going to turn on them. What came out was Take Flight 71. Somebody could be a Leo. Somebody could have been 71. Somebody could be 71 right now. Somebody also could be debating on whether or not they want to fly up out this country or fly somewhere, basically run, because they know that they're getting ready to be under indictment or under investigation. Yeah. Somebody could be contemplating whether or not they should leave. This could also be a situation where somebody could possibly, say, well, should I leave? But I mean, they're so old now. I mean, like, they're older now. So, like, this could be a situation where somebody needs medical attention, or they need, they go to the doctor regularly, or somebody's on medication. So it's like, I'm too old to run. I can't run now. Or I'm too old to, what I'm saying? I don't want to, I mean? And somebody could just be like, listen, coming up with a plan right now, trying to get their ducks in a row as well. This could also be a situation where somebody has to run, but they have an elderly, they take care of like an elderly parent or something like that, and they, don't want to leave this person. Somebody's whole world is crashing down on them all of a sudden. This is like 10 towers at once. That's all I can, like, I just see like towers just falling, just falling. This is like 10 towers all at once. Like, this is the last thing somebody would ever expect to happen, is that a crime that they committed 30, 40 years ago is basically being unearthed. All right. I'm going to use, let's see if I can pull some more energy. That's kind of dark. I don't want to. We're going to try again. We are going to try again. What else do we have for the collective? Ooh. See, Tales from the Hood readings are so wow, because like this is just like, I don't know. I see the craziest things when I do my Tales from the Hood readings. And when I'm doing the readings, the shit sounds so crazy. It's like, no, it can't be right. I'm not right. Like I saw, like, cannibalism 3 years ago. I'm like, people, I can't be right. And now look, we have a whole Epstein thing. All right, what do we have? What do we have for my collective? Ooh. All right, we have Recharge, Breaking Cycles, and then CEO Energy. At the bottom of the deck, we have Influencer Status. Somebody robbed somebody. I did say that, that these three were like a little crime group, a little crime club. You know what I mean? It was a woman and two men, little crime club. And, they, like I said, they hit licks together. Somebody robbed somebody, meaning the three were supposed to be working together, but two basically, teamed up against the third. Perhaps they felt like, this person was making too much money, or he was too popular. Jealousy, somebody wanted to be the boss. Somebody wanted to take somebody's spot. And so basically they conspired to take this person out. Somebody lured somebody somewhere. I'm also hearing like abandoned building or camping, or it was something. And they lured the third person there, and they did something to this person. They killed him. They or unalive killed them. That whole unalive shit drives me crazy. And they basically they killed them. And they could have gotten rid of the body there. This woman, it's this woman. Whoever the fuck this woman is, this woman right here, this is a devious, evil, wicked ass bitch. This bitch right here. This bitch has caused a couple of niggas to lose their life. This bitch has gotten many a man fucking robbed. This bitch is, so this is somebody who basically was like a hustler. Hustler, prostitute, she'll do whatever for $1. She'll set you up in a heartbeat. So this is not a woman who loved or who whatever. This was like, I can't even put into words what this is. She was pretty. She was attractive. You know what I mean? But this bitch right here, she was a bad seed. She was a bad seed. She was a bad seed. She wanted to run things, or she wanted to take the third person or take the person's place, whomever that she unalive, and she got this other person to help her do it. We don't need him. I can do this, or I can, I have links, I have connections, and we'll get him out the way, and then that way we can take. So somebody basically plotted to take someone else, so they could take over their business. They could take over their territory. They could take over their customers. They could take over their whatever. Somebody basically took someone out. Hopefully this could be, metaphorically as well, but I am seeing literally somebody took somebody out so basically they could move up in their place and take over. Somebody was tired of being poor. Somebody was tired of being dismissed, or just because somebody, perhaps, because she was a girl and she wasn't the brother or she wasn't the guy, somebody was tired of being talked to crazy. Hey, Angela. Somebody was just tired of, not being that bitch. And so she wanted to be the boss. And she got the other person to unalive the fire. I mean, I can't even articulate that correctly. This woman did something to her brother or a family member. So it was two relatives and a third person. These three. That was who was like in the little crew. And she got the friend to do something to that brother or to the relative. This could very well be where the brother again stood to inherit everything from the, stood to inherit the entire family fortune or the business or whatever once the parents passed. And this woman, she doesn't want to rely on her brother to provide or, rely on the trust or whatever it may be. And she could have taken him out or wanted to take him out, and she got this one to help her. Yeah, CEO energy. Somebody is the boss, and that's how somebody became the boss. You said, do I interpret dreams? No, babe, I don't. I'm not even going to lie to you. I don't even know. I've never tried to. So I'll have to look into that, but I'm not going to hold you, Pops or ma'am. No, I don't know how to do that. Yeah, I won't lie to you. I'm a hell of a card reader. You know what I mean? But there's some things that I don't know how to do it. Like, I don't know how to scry. I don't. And I don't do like, oh, no, yeah, no. I mean, I'm not a charlatan. And I don't do mirror magic. That the mirror scares me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm just scared that you mess around with that and somehow your spirit or your energy gets trapped into that mirror, or into the other or whatever. So I don't dibble. But cards, I could read cards all day long. I mean, I could read other things, but but yeah, somebody wanted to be the boss. All right. And that person would do whatever it was that they needed to do, including take somebody out. Also, yeah, somebody cannot remember their alibi. Somebody can't remember their alibi as well. So this could also be a situation that when whatever this was that happened, again, I said earlier that it could have been like, oh yeah, we had an argument, or we were out, or whatever it may be, but this person, they got in their car and they left and they went home, and that was the last time that I ever saw that person again. And this could be a situation where now there are holes in that alibi. Somebody's not answering their phone either, or was not answering their phone. Somebody couldn't be located. Also, so this doesn't have to be a situation where this happened many, many moons ago. This could also be a situation where somebody was involved in something and they could have lied and said that they were at work, but perhaps their phone records are not checking out. So somebody could have said, I'm here in Pasadena. Pasadena, California could be significant. I don't know. I've never been to Pasadena. But I'm here in Pasadena. But somebody could have said that they were in Pasadena, but their phone records or like the phone ping shows that they were like, in a whole other part of, I guess, California or someplace else. Somebody was supposed to be at work. Somebody lied and said that they were at work. And now evidence could be coming out to prove, or basically, yeah, somebody was not at work. Hmm. All right. Somebody got to where they are now because somebody did something very evil to get there. All right. I'm going to use cards now. And we're going to see what we got. Yeah, this woman. So there's a woman out here and she's made it. You know what I mean? She has her own business, or she's running the family business. She's a boss bitch. But she got to where she is because she took somebody out, or she was involved in something. She created her destiny is what I'm hearing. She saw what she wanted and she didn't let anything in or anyone stop her, even if that meant she had to take somebody out. Somebody is very treacherous out here. All right. Four of Pentacles, King of Wands. I'm going to put that back. Somebody wanted to take over somebody's business. Somebody wanted to take over somebody's business. Somebody did take over somebody's business. So this king with this King of Wands, Four of I'm sorry, King of Wands. With this King of Clubs, Four of Diamonds, what this is saying is that this King of Wands, basically, they were making bank. They were making money. This King of Wands was. And perhaps, that was originally his show, his program, his plan. And the other two, the woman and the other guy, they basically work for him. Or I don't know, maybe all three of them were doing the same thing. But, this King of Wands, he was making more money, or he was more successful. Or I'm sorry, this King of Clubs was more successful. He was actually, he was the alpha of the group, this King of Clubs. So this could have been an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius gentleman. If this is not a fire sign gentleman, this could be a gentleman who is of a medium light to medium brown complexion. This is also somebody with this King of Clubs. This is somebody who had his own business as well, who has his own business. This King of Clubs is also somebody who's street too. So he makes his money in the streets as well. Somebody was trying to use this King of Clubs for financial security. And then we have Five of Hearts. What is it? Five of Hearts, the Jack of Hearts. Also, somebody lied and said a daughter was somebody else's. So this could be a situation where this woman basically got pregnant on purpose, or she could have lied and said that her daughter was actually this King of Clubs. So that way, she could profit off of them. Also, okay, going back to, so this is some old dynasty, and maybe this is what I'm going to name this reading. So, there is a daughter, okay. So what I was saying about the family business or the family inheritance, that's right. This daughter, this girl, this woman, a evil fucking bitch. She's a conniving, always plotting, scheming. This is somebody who's materialistic to the point where it's sinful. This is somebody who has no morals. This person is very amoral. This person will do anything for success, for, the appearance, for the look of it. This is someone who basically, they live their life to be in the center of attention, or to be the boss, or to be, I don't know what this person wants. Like, this person just basically has to be the prettiest, the best, the richest, the whatever. Somebody is a bad seed. Somebody was a bad seed. So this King of Clubs, this could have actually been the dad's company or the dad's business or whatever it is. And this daughter basically plotted and schemed on how she could take it away. But she most definitely was the cause of somebody getting taken out. And that's for dang on sure. We have Ace of Diamonds and then Ten of Spades. Also, one of the reasons why this woman could be the way that she is, it could also come out, is because somebody is rock hard. Somebody has a rock for a soul and a heart. But that could be because this person experienced some type of assault at the hands of a family member. I did say that I heard the girl say he wasn't very nice to me. somebody would touch this woman inappropriately, or perhaps there was some type of inappropriate relations between siblings or family, parents. I forget what reading that came out in where I said that. But that's the reason why this woman is the way she is. Somebody is broken as a result of this abuse in the past. Somebody does have to take medicine. Somebody has mental state was fractured as well, and that could be coming out too. Now that somebody is older, and they could be letting everybody know that their dad essayed them, or their brother essayed them, or there were inappropriate relations between the siblings or something like that. Then we have Three of Swords. Somebody could also be somebody could be going through a separation and or divorce, and so somebody could be going through a custody battle right now. Also, somebody is paying a lot of money in child support for a daughter. So somebody could have said that somebody could have gotten pregnant on purpose, or again, somebody could have gotten pregnant and pinned this baby on someone else because, perhaps this person had money. Excuse me. Perhaps this person had money, but whatever it is, this person, whatever happened, the relationship is over. And perhaps, this man is now paying child support for this daughter. Somebody basically, they're breaking the bank. They're breaking this man's wallet. They're breaking this man's wallet. Or this woman is. She's trying to. Somebody got a man caught up with a baby, and basically now, and whoever this woman was, she knew exactly what she was doing. So whoever this woman is, she doesn't love. I don't even think she's capable of loving because of the childhood perhaps she had. Somebody was traumatized, like damaged in their childhood, damaged when they were younger, and as a result of whatever that was that happened to them, somebody's sole purpose in life was domination. So somebody, could have been like focused on work, focused on being a boss, focused on being the CEO, because that was how they basically found some type of control or maintain, or that's how they achieved, control in their life. So this is someone, like, say somebody was, essayed or bullied or something like that, growing up as a child. Well, as an adult now, it became very important for them to not show emotion, to not really, interact with people or let people get close to them, and to always maintain the upper hand on somebody, i.e., be the boss, or to basically be the alpha in any situation. And that is what somebody has always strived to do in their life. And so any person that they met or dealt with, they did so with an ulterior motive. So it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I met Brad and we fell in love. We have so much in common. And this is I met Brad. Brad, I make ketchup. My company makes ketchup. Brad's company makes, mustard and everything. And so I'm going to basically rope Brad in. I'm going to have a baby with him. And I'm going to get, We're going to get together so that way, I can figure out a way where I can run both my company and Brad's company. What? I don't even know what that means. Okay. And Brad's company. So that, this is somebody who was very calculating, or is very, very calculating in everything that they do. Nothing is spontaneous. Nothing just happens with this person. If it happens, there's a reason why it happened. Somebody could be letting somebody know that a baby is not theirs. So this could have been a secret that somebody has been hiding or holding on for 20, 30 years. And now it's like, okay, my health is declining. Somebody could be looking at their own mortality. And they're just like, look, somebody also could have sickle cell too. Could be suffering from sickle cell. This could also be a situation where somebody is suffering from sickle cell, and for whatever the reason, they could need some type of, somebody could have sickle cell. Also, somebody could have additional medical problems that would necessitate like a transplant or infusion or something like that, and somebody's DNA does not mix, or does not match rather. And that could be how somebody is also finding out that they have been taken up top with a child that's not theirs. Yeah. Somebody could need a transplant. And perhaps the daughter, they thought that the daughter would be a good candidate. The mother knew that the daughter wasn't going to be a good candidate, because the mother knew that the daughter was not the father's child. And perhaps now the father knows that that's not his child either, because, I guess they got screened. I'm hearing a screening, and for whatever the reason, there was no tissue match, or no genetic match or blood match. There was not a match. I hope this makes sense, because in my mind is not, somebody is getting a divorce with this Two of Spades. Somebody is getting a divorce, and somebody could be holding some type of grudge about it or mad about it. Somebody feels like a fool, if that makes sense. Somebody feels like a fool. Somebody basically, before they got with someone, this man was financially secure. He was financially stable. And this could be a situation where he got with this woman, they got married, or they were living, common law marriage is also what I'm hearing. She had a baby by him, and then she left. She didn't want to be married anymore. And because they had been married for whatever amount of time, and because he had the baby, and because she had his baby, somebody had to pay hella money, like an alimony, child support. And so he had been paying hella money in child support. I'm also hearing, I'm not even so much getting hella money in child support. Somebody just basically came out the pocket for this baby. So whenever like this woman will call this man, once they weren't together anymore, he did not hesitate. When they were together, he spared no expense. Also, the woman, I did say it was a woman and two men, and she was with one guy, and the other one was supposed to be a friend. she was messing around with the friend too, and it could come out that that baby is actually the friend's baby. So there was a trio that went horribly, horribly wrong. This woman was sleeping with her boyfriend's friend behind his back. So she was sleeping with the friend. Okay. 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 So there was a woman, and she was involved with the man, all right? But perhaps it was her dude, and, their friend. They always hung out. They did everything together. They hustled together, however it is. This woman and the friend started creeping around behind the boyfriend's back. They could have taken this boyfriend out as well. I am still coming back to that. But doesn't necessarily have to be that. But that has happened. That has definitely happened. Also, this woman creeping around with a friend could have gotten pregnant, basically led the boyfriend to believe that the daughter was his, and he's finding out that the daughter is not his. But on top of finding out that the daughter is not his, he could be finding out that the daughter is the friend's. Somebody could have left someone and moved out, but they didn't move far. They're still like in the same city. So this could be a situation where, this woman could, or somebody could have kept the child from the other parent. They could have basically moved away, or, said that they were moving away. So somebody could have lied and said that they were going to move away, move out of state or whatever. Perhaps, they were hiding out because they did not want to be found because they were messing around with someone else, or they were involved with someone else. Also, because I see like inner city travel here. Somebody's also looking for somebody too. So this could be a situation where somebody is hiding out because they know they got a 24-karat ass whooping waiting for them. So this woman say that this is the one, that this is about the woman who had a baby by the friend. The ex-husband or the ex-boyfriend or whomever thought that the baby was theirs, they could be looking for her. They could also be looking for the friend too. Also, going back to that whole missing persons thing where somebody did someone something and then said that, they just up and skied up one day and, they just left. And so basically everybody just thought that they were missing. It could come out that basically, they could have said, oh, well, he said that he was going to take a trip to, LA or whatever. And, he got on the road and we never saw him again. And it comes out that, there's new evidence that he never left. Cell phone records show that he was in this area. Or that, this person was in that area. Like it's something about like electronics. The electronic signal, all that stuff leaves like, a footprint or whatever. That basically, somebody could have told a story or came up with an alibi, but now, some type of signal pattern or somebody's cell phone signal, or perhaps somebody was on the internet, or they could have lied and said that they were working on the computer, but then when you check this person's internet history or browser history or whatever the fuck the government does to keep an eye on you, they find out that that's not the case. And so now, people are starting to ask questions, but there's definitely somebody who's madder than a fucking hornet who is looking for someone. Oh. Hold on for a minute. All right, what flipped over was King of Pentacles, King of Diamonds, Nine of Hearts. Somebody's initials could be HG. Somebody could also wear a chain with a medallion on it. Mm, mm, mm. Mm. Hmm. Somebody's trying to take over somebody's business. So if this is like some street shit and say somebody, you know, basically somebody moves that dope. Somebody could have been trying to take over somebody's business. Somebody could also be setting somebody up to get robbed or something happening to someone. In an effort to take over somebody's territory, like I said, their links, their customer, their whatever. Somebody on the side note, somebody could be planning on going on a cruise as well. Taking somebody on a cruise. I don't know if that's significant. Perhaps somebody was planning on taking somebody on a cruise only to find out that the person that they were planning on taking on a cruise basically was sleeping with somebody else. Somebody could be mad like, I done spent all this fucking money on this trip, you tramp, and you've been over here doing X, Y, and Z with this person right here. Also, there could be some beef between the King of Clubs and the King of Diamonds. So this King of Diamonds could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If this is not an earth sign gentleman, this is definitely somebody who has money. So he has his own business. Also, this is somebody who, if this is not an earth sign, this could be someone of a fair complexion. So you have a brown-skinned gentleman, and then you have a fair-skinned gentleman. This King of Clubs could have lost money dealing with this King of this King of Diamonds. This King of Diamonds could have did this King of Clubs something. So remember, I did say that there was somebody who basically took the other person out because they were making money because they wanted to take theirs. So there's a King of Pentacles out here. I'm sorry, King of like a King of Pentacles out here who could have done something to this King of Wands. And that's how this person basically made their fortune, or this is the reason why this person was successful, is by taking somebody else out or sabotaging someone else. Somebody could have dumped somebody's body at the pier. Also, okay, how can I say this? Also, you could be dealing with somebody who basically their main concern is their money, their business or whatever. And so this person could have viewed you as getting in the way of that, distracting them from that, keeping them from that, and they just simply, so there's somebody out there who simply does not have time for love, who does not have time for anything that's not making money and or producing money. Also, somebody is trying to get some money because somebody knows that they may need to like flee or run away. And so time is not on somebody's side right now. A Dodge Durango could be significant too. So somebody basically, doesn't have time to get involved or be involved in a relationship. Somebody has to get the fuck out of Dodge. So this could be a situation where, this person could have ended things with you, or basically because, this person wasn't paying any attention, you could have ended things with them. Somebody got shot in their jaw. As I'm talking, I'm feeling a pain right here. Somebody shot somebody in the face, or somebody shot somebody in the head or the neck, but like right around here. I don't know why that is, where that came from. But this person doesn't have time to love, period. They don't. They have things that they got to do. They've got money to make. Somebody is losing money as well. Somebody has lost money. Also, going back to somebody was taking care of somebody else's daughter. This is also a situation where the true father of this child perhaps did not know about a child. And now they've gotten, wind that they could be the father or the child could be theirs. And so somebody could be coming back in town or coming back around to have a conversation. So this could be the real father coming to look up the father, the man who's been taking care of the baby or who thought that the baby was his. So one person could be brown, one person could be light. And perhaps, one baby, perhaps the baby was more on the darker side. But, the mom explained or came up with some story as to why that was. And so now evidence is coming up about the real paternity of that child. Somebody got a picture. Somebody saw a picture. Somebody also sent a picture. So this is okay. So this woman, back to this damn woman. So this woman pinned a baby on somebody else. She pinned a baby on possibly this King of Diamonds because let's say the King of Diamonds had money, or this is who she was actually in love with. Okay. Perhaps he was working while the other one wasn't. He could provide, financially better for her and the child than this King of Clubs could. But perhaps she was in love with the King of Clubs. And so, this could be a situation where she got pregnant and she told the King of Clubs that, the baby was his and he basically had no interest. And so she said, okay, fine, fuck it. And then she went over to the King of Diamonds and said, hey, this baby is yours. And the King of Diamonds, he basically took care of her and the baby. First of all, this King of Diamonds loved this woman more than this King of Clubs did. That's first and foremost. So that's the reason why the King of Clubs wasn't really willing to stick around and to play happy family with this woman, because he wasn't feeling her like that, whereas the King of Diamonds was. And so she said, okay, fine. She'll just go to the King of Diamonds. But perhaps over the years, you know, she tried to reach out to the King of Clubs to see, you know, perhaps if he changed his mind about wanting to be in the child's life. She could have even sent this man pictures of the baby. This King of Clubs has gotten in contact with this King of Diamonds, or the King of Diamonds has gotten in contact with the King of Clubs, but somehow, some way, these two men are having a conversation about this baby, and 1 + 1 is equaling Jello. And now this woman could be under scrutiny because basically she allowed this man to take care of a child whom she knew was somebody else's the entire time. Ooh. All right, let's see what we have. And then I'm going to pull a couple cards and I'm going to answer some questions and then I'm going to go. It's an hour and 25 minutes. And I'm so sorry, you guys. I know I'm not articulating myself the way that but I'm seeing it and I'm trying to get it out. Yeah, somebody is in a hospital. Like, somebody could be like in assisted living. Like, somebody is much older now and somebody possibly never thought. So if this is a woman, she never thought in a million years that the paternity of this, you know, child would be, you know, discovered or uncovered or whatever. So this is like coming out of nowhere. All right, what do we have? All right, look, these three, this trio. All right, King of Pentacles. So this could be an air sign gentleman, but if this is an air sign gentleman, this King of Pentacles, he is of a very light complexion. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And if this is not an air sign, a light-skinned air sign gentleman, then this is just a light-skinned gentleman who is just devious and evil as shit. This is also somebody who'll do anything for $1. Anything for $1. So this is also a situation where somebody bubbled because they took somebody out. They set somebody up. So somebody didn't start really making money until they took some. So yeah, so there was somebody, so this could be like some type of hood shit where there was, you know, somebody who was the man out here and, you know, jealous heart, jealous mind. You have this King of Pentacles and everything, and basically he wants what the other guy has. And, you know, he can't get any action like that because the other guy is around. And so he basically takes that man out. And so after the man is gone, that's how he bubbles and how he, you know, came to get his fortune. All right, give me one, this trio. All right, we have the Chariot in reverse. So you could be dealing with a Cancer. With the Chariot in reverse, either somebody could have did this to a Cancer, so they could have set this Cancer up. Or this is an ill-ass Cancer that basically did these things. And Aquarius could also be involved, too, with this. All right. All right, one more for the trio. Something is not moving forward, or somebody does not want to carry on something anymore. Somebody does not want to do something anymore. Somebody does not want to lie. Like, basically, somebody is dependent on somebody for... is depending on somebody to basically be an alibi to save their life, to help them out. Hmm. This could just simply be a situation where people have just gotten old now. You know what I mean? Like, we can't run the streets the way we used to run the streets. We can't do the things that we used to do. Like, I don't want to be out here doing that shit anymore. Like, I'm old now. I'm too old for that. Somebody is saying, like, I'm too old for that. Like, we're too old now. Like, you know, yeah. So this could be a situation where somebody, you know, basically has been in the streets, has been hustling for so long that that's all that they know. But now, because, you know, time has passed and they're physically, you know, they're older, they're physically unable to do some of the things that they used to do. Like, we can't keep doing it. Like, somebody's in the hospital, you know, somebody's on medication. So somebody, you know, I did say that there was, you know, perhaps a woman out here, and she would be the one that would be putting plays together, and then the other two would basically follow her lead. Or, you know, she was always the one that came up with the, you know, the master plans and things like that. But now this person is old, like, she can't do it anymore. So it's kind of like time is catching up with someone. That time that somebody never thought would come has come. A time where you never thought that you would, you know, you wouldn't be able to make money. A time where you never thought that you would, you know, not be the hottest or the sexiest. You know, somebody could never see where, you know, a money stream would end, or somebody could never see where, what am I trying to say? Where they wouldn't be the man or they wouldn't be the woman anymore. Somebody never imagined that that time would come. It's like they knew the time would come, but they always thought that they had more time. And now, you know, the time has passed. It's done. They can't do it anymore. We have 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, somebody can no longer make money the way that they used to, or somebody is no longer making money. So this could be a situation where, you know, somebody has always depended upon you to provide, or, you know, depended upon you to come up with the plans to, you know, to be the rock or whatever, and you just can't do it anymore. Somebody is not making any money the way that they used to. I'm telling you, it's a woman and 2 men. And they used to make money together. They used to make money. Period. And how they would make money. So somebody would be out here setting people up, robbing people, killing people, and taking their stuff. And perhaps that's how they always kept money. So this could be a situation where if somebody wasn't making any money or somebody fell on hard times, they would just go out there and rob somebody and recoup the money. Well, somebody is old now. Somebody is older. They can't do the things that they used to do to make money. Somebody is not making any money now. Yeah, that's a wrap. So this is a situation where somebody was a drug dealer. Somebody doesn't have anybody to sell drugs to, or somebody doesn't have anybody to sell drugs for them, or, you know, I'm just using that as an example. Say somebody, you know, used to make their money stealing cars. Well, now, you know, because you want Facebook or IG. No, but I'm gonna, hey, Revolution. Well, thank you, number one, for joining me. Thank you. I have to work on that because I actually have a day job and I'm like hella busy, but I am gonna try. I used to be on Instagram, so I am gonna redo my Instagram channel. But I hope what I'm saying is helping, or, you know, but so this is somebody that, you know, say, you know, they used to steal cars. Well, you know, back in the day, 30, 40 years ago, you could do that, you know, but now with all the technological advances, automotive technical advances or technological advances, you know, you can't steal cars as easily as you used to. So somebody's money stream is drying up. All right, and then give me one more on the sloppy bunny woman, the woman who lives in an apartment. This woman, in her heyday, though, she may look like this now, but in her heyday, this bitch she used to make shit shake. Okay? This lady right here, yeah, she was a money maker. She would find a way to come up with some money, to make some money. Like I would damn near say that she would be like the mastermind of whatever little organization or group or whatever this was. Like, this is somebody that you didn't, like, if you were a man, yeah, you ain't want to mess with her. Because she don't want your love. She don't want your love. She wants your PIN number. This is also somebody who basically, like I said, somebody is, now that they're facing their own mortality, this is somebody that's starting to regret the things that they did. Or, you know, this is somebody now who, this could be a situation where it's like, you know, I want to talk to somebody. You know, I have to get this off of my soul. I have to get this off of my heart. You know, like, I don't want to live with this anymore. And somebody could, you know, want to make peace with the Lord, which again is bad for business. Also, this could be a situation where somebody basically has to deal with someone perhaps that they don't want to, simply because they don't have any money and they know that the person that they have to deal with does. So this could be a situation that there's a man out here and he doesn't have any money, but he's dealing with this woman, right? And he possibly doesn't want the woman. He doesn't love the woman, but he knows that the woman loves him and wants him. And so basically, you know, he keeps her around because he knows that in a crunch, he can call her and she's gonna, you know what I'm saying, kick him some chips or whatever. So this is a man who basically, you know, is stuck dealing with this. There's a man out here or a woman who's basically, their life is unraveling all at once, it seems like. All at once. So this could be somebody who was riding high on life for many, many years. They didn't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, when shit was good for them, they weren't really the nicest person or the kindest person out here. You know, this is somebody who had no morals. They had no limits. They did whatever they had to get the dollar. And perhaps, you know, because it was so abundant for so long that this person never imagined that, you know, the well would run dry. And so now, you know, the well has run dry. And perhaps at a time that is the most inconvenient time ever. So say somebody, I did say somebody could have been getting older. So now this person is older. So now they can't go out there and make that money the way that they used to. But now their health is failing. So, you know, they've got to go to the doctor. So now they're, you know, racking up medical debt, but they can't pay for it. So, you know, whereas before, they didn't really care about, you know, not having medical insurance or whatever because the money was always coming in. So if they needed to go to the doctor, no worries. You know what I'm saying? They could pay out of pocket. Well, now the money isn't coming the way that it used to and everything. And so now this person is worried about how they're going to pay for this and how they're going to pay for that. This could be a situation where, you know, like some serious life events are happening to somebody all at once. And they have no way, they're not prepared to deal with it. They don't have the funds to deal with it. Somebody is not making money. So this could be a situation where if you're dealing with somebody and they're just like, somebody could be like in a very shitty, pissy mood all the time. Somebody could be under, financial strain because somebody is not making any money. Somebody doesn't have any money. So this could also be a situation where, say somebody is in the street, somebody has all the product in the world, but they don't have anybody to sell it to. Or they have all the customers in the world, but they don't have any product. And perhaps they don't have any product because, their long-term or, long-time business link or business affiliate, ended up passing or ended up catching a case. So basically, their supply has dried up. Somebody has been working overtime to try to make money, and it's just not happening. Also, somebody, if this is a situation, somebody needs to be wary of the people that they do business with or they've been dealing with, because somebody could be trying to set somebody up. Somebody could be calling somebody over and saying, hey, I need you to come bring me X, Y, and Z, only for that person to get there and for them to rob this person or to do this person something. Somebody was involved in a third-party situation. Somebody had multiple lovers. So somebody was also a gigolo out here, and that's how somebody would make their money. Yeah, these three people used to work together. And they used to make money together, but they're not making money anymore. They're not making money anymore. All right, give me two more and then we're going to close this out. Sloppy bummy. We have the death card. And then we have 5 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. We have the Devil card, but a Taurus could be significant. This could also be a same-sex relationship as well. Also, somebody could be getting extorted too. Somebody could be sending a message. Okay, also it could come out that the reason why somebody doesn't have any money is because they could be meeting a tourist at a hotel. Oh, my stomach just growled. Also, somebody could be going to the hospital too, or need to go to the hospital. Somebody has been dealing with the Queen of Pentacles or a Queen of Diamonds. So you have a match here. I am too good at what I do. All right, listen. So we have a King of Clubs, a King of Diamonds, and now we have a Queen of Pentacles, which is a Queen of Diamonds. So I did say that it was this woman was messing around with this man and perhaps started dealing with a friend. But somebody got crossed out, got X'd out. Somebody basically caused a whole bunch of shit for somebody. A whole bunch of problems for somebody. And now they're acting like they don't know what's going on. So this could be a situation where like a plan fucked up or something happened. And the person who caused it basically is acting like they don't know what's going on. They didn't have anything to do with it. Also, now that shit is going down, somebody doesn't want to have anything to do with something. All right, so this is somebody could be trying to distance themselves. Hey, Yellow Rose. Thank you. I appreciate that, Yellow Rose. Somebody's trying to distance themselves from something that they hate. Chastity. Distance themselves from whatever this is. So whatever catastrophe this is, whatever huge life event this is, that basically somebody doesn't have any money, or somebody could have been possibly unalive. Now that people are starting to ask questions, I did say that people are trying to scramble together to, come up with an alibi or to come up with a plan. This person basically is like, I'm too old for this. I'm not doing this anymore. You're going to have to figure it out for yourself. Y'all going to have to do this. Like, I don't want to touch it. So somebody basically is bowing out. Also, I did say somebody unalive, somebody with this death card. So basically somebody's passing, or how somebody passed, or how somebody ended up dying could be coming out. Yeah, somebody is scrambling right now. Somebody needs money. Somebody is, okay, so all of the bad shit in life is happening to somebody at once. Meaning this person went from walking on a cloud to walking on hell's coals. So somebody could be facing sickness or need, money to take care of a sick or ailing family member. Somebody also could need money because they need to flee before some evidence comes out, or before the police come and knocking. Because it could come out that they had something to do with the unaliving, and now somebody needs to go as well. Also, a Scorpio, it could come out about the paternity of a baby. So this could be a Scorpio baby, or you could have had a baby with a Scorpio, or you could be or Scorpio could be finding something out. Finding out that somebody was having a good time with a Queen of Pentacles as well. Somebody's going to be implicated in somebody's death. It's going to come out the two people were messing around. So this could come out where somebody was unalived and the person who did it was in everybody's face the entire time. The entire time. And now evidence is going to come out to prove that this person did it. So this could be a situation where there was a crime and everybody thought that that person A did it. Perhaps because person A was a loner, person A was weird, or person A, perhaps there was known beef between the victim and person A, or whatever. And now that this new information comes out, people could be finding out that it's person B. And it was person B the whole time. And perhaps person B did it because person B wanted this person's business, their territory. Perhaps he could have even wanted this person's woman. Devil, Ace of Wands, Four of Swords, Seven of Cups, and the Sun card. Well, first of all, somebody needs to go to the hospital because they could possibly be sick, or somebody could have gotten sick from a Taurus, or there could be a Taurus that is sick also. It could come out that somebody is having a same-sex relationship with a Taurus, and perhaps they meet up at the hotel. They meet up at the hotel as well. Somebody could be trying to keep that from coming out, keep that information from coming out. Somebody does not want a Virgo to know that as well. So we have Virgo, Taurus, Cancer, Aquarius. Could all be significant in this reading. And somebody could be getting extorted to keep their mouth shut. So say this is the same sex, whatever. You know, somebody between two men, one man could be blackmailing the other one to keep their mouth shut. And that could be a reason why somebody doesn't have any money. And so now everything is coming on top of this person because this person is not making any money. So they can't pay their medical bills. They can't pay their super secret same-sex lover to keep their mouth shut. Somebody is not, they're not selling their product, or their business is no longer, making any money, and somebody could be under suspicion for a murder case. So they could need to flee or leave the country. Somebody's karma is hitting them all at one time. That's basically what this is. Towers and towers of karma are hitting someone at one time. On top of the fact that if this person did unalive their friend or unalive somebody so that way they could take over their business or take over their stuff, a Pisces could also be significant. Now everybody is going to know this. Let me see if I see anything else before I let you all go. Also, there's a Queen of Pentacles out here that basically could have caused a breakup between two people. So this could be a situation where, we're going to use the triangle of three, but instead of, so we're going to use the triangle of three. So say this is a man and his wife, and and his wife's friend. And so all three of them hang out together, they hit licks, the whole same scenario that I said, except for it being, a woman and two men. Is now a man and two women, right? And so this man, this King of Pentacles and this Queen of Pentacles, they were the couple, okay? And so then you have, the friend. And so the man could have started sleeping with the friend behind, his person's back. And perhaps, the woman was basically blackmailing him to keep his fucking mouth shut. And for her to keep her mouth shut. He can no longer pay this woman anymore. And so now this could be a situation where the woman is doing like little things to cause confusion or chaos in the relationship, like in an underhanded way of letting, his woman know that basically they've been messing around. Somebody's going to want to fight this person. So say this man was sleeping with his woman's friend. She's going to find out. She's going to want to fight this woman. Period. Also, somebody no longer wanted to participate in a third party situation. All right. And so I'm going back to the two men and one woman. So now, this man and this woman were together. Perhaps he was sleeping with this man behind his woman's back. All right. He no longer wants to do that. And maybe, he just experimented, or, just something happened or whatever it was. He could have just let the man give him fellatio, give him head, whatever it is. He no longer wants to do it. And that could have been how this man was making his money. So, okay, what I'm saying is, say I'm dealing with the man, right? And my man behind my back is dealing with a man. All right? And the man that he's dealing with possibly, could have just been sucking him off or whatever it is. Whatever. Or getting paid to do that. So my man would pay this man to perform sexual whatever, right? Well, now that my man can't afford, he's not making any money now he can't afford to pay, for his same-sex lover. And so now this same-sex lover is not making their money. And so now this person could be threatening to tell me that my man likes to get bent over. Just a hypothetical. It could be a situation like that. Somebody does not have the money to keep somebody's mouth shut. To pay somebody to keep their mouth shut anymore. And somebody is constantly threatening this person. Like, if you don't give me my money, I'm going to tell this. I'm going to tell your mother. I'm going to tell your wife. I'm going to whatever. Also, there could be a Virgo that's under investigation as well. So this could also be a situation where, a woman wanted to get somebody out the way. So this could possibly be her boyfriend, whatever it is. And this man is going through like all these towers or all these bad life, events. And this woman is behind it all. So say this is a woman who's in a relationship with the man who beats her. Or, she's scared of him, or she's scared to leave. She can't leave because if she leaves, he's going to come find her, whatever it is. So she says, okay, let me try another way. So basically, she's dropping dimes. What I'm hearing in my head is Testify by Common. That video, Testify, where basically the wife has set the man up, has set her husband up. Somebody don't want me saying this. Woo. Okay. So basically, there's a woman who basically set her man up. So that's how she's planning on moving him out the way. So say this man did unalive somebody, you know what I mean? And she knows about it because she helped. So she can know where the murder weapon was or is or whatever. Somehow the police find the murder weapon. But she gave it to him. But she could be acting like, she doesn't know what's going on and she's on, her man's side and blah, 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 blah. But the whole time she's the snitch. She's the one to drop the dime on somebody. Now put that energy, make that fit however. There was a secret about how somebody died. About whether or not, so somebody, I think I've said this five times already, so I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, but somebody basically lied about how somebody passed or lied about their involvement in that passing. That is getting ready to come to light. Somebody most definitely is going to drop a dime on someone. This woman is going to drop a dime on her man, whoever this couple is. For sure. Also, it's going to come to light that somebody was sleeping with the other person behind their back. And that's going to come to light too. Now, I don't know if somebody was sleeping with a Virgo, or a Virgo is the one that's going to find out what's really going on, but there's definitely a Virgo in the mix. Also, somebody wants to get married. Somebody could possibly want to marry a Capricorn as well. Or somebody is married, or somebody is in a same-sex relationship. So this could be a situation where there was, say this is, I'm getting strong and heavy, two men. So say this is two men, one man basically, he dibbles and, he's acey-deucey. He goes both ways, The other man doesn't want that. He wants exclusivity in this relationship. He wants a relationship and everything. And perhaps the other man led him to believe that they would be in a relationship eventually, circumstances permitting and everything. And, those circumstances have never come to pass, or basically, somebody could realize that they were just being strung along, to keep their mouth shut. Also, between these two men, a crime was committed. And basically, one was the other's alibi or something to that effect. And now because these two men are not sleeping together anymore, or one wants to end it, the other person could be threatening to tell. But I am getting strong and heavy that there is a man planning on or threatening to out his gay. A man's gay lover is threatening to out him. Perhaps because he can no longer pay or take care of him anymore. Somebody used to meet their lover at the hotel. So this could be a situation where somebody basically led a double life, and at the time they had the money or the means to keep up this double life. So say, this is a man who sleeps with other men. Obviously he does not want that, around his family. He does not want his family to know, especially because somebody in this dynamic was married. So he, would either, pay for hotel rooms, or possibly pay, his gay lover's rent. So that way, they had a little love nest to go to and everything. Well, because this man is not making any money now, he can't pay somebody's rent. So somebody could be getting put out, or has received an eviction notice, or he can't afford to pay for hotel rooms anymore. And so somebody could also be getting caught, because perhaps somebody could, because they can't afford to go to the hotel, somebody could sneak and have somebody come over to their house and everything. And that's how they get caught. A Virgo's gonna catch somebody. Also, somebody caught something. So this could be a situation where somebody knew that they had something, and perhaps they did not tell the other person that they had something, because that was their way of letting that person's main person know. So say that, these two, so these two were sleeping together, right? And one could have contracted something and then passed it on to your person. And, it might not have been serious, like maybe a little BB or, whatever. But they passed it on to so they knew that they had it before they slept with your person. But they slept with your person anyway, knowing that your person would have it and would give it to you. And so basically in doing that, now you're going to know that your person basically has been unfaithful to you. So that's somebody basically spilled the beans in an underhanded way like that. All right. All right. I'm going to get a couple more oracle cards to get some definition. I'm going to see if there's any birthdays that are significant or dates that are significant. And then I will answer a question. And then call it a night. I went out tonight, guys. I had like one of the best evenings I've had in a long time. Okay? Like, honestly, the person was so refreshing. And we spoke the same language about a lot of things. It's a fun time. Great taste in food and wine. Oh. All right. Let's see what we have here. Look, somebody feels like shit. Somebody feels like shit. Somebody does not know what they're going to do. Basically, somebody knows why all the bad shit is happening to them. And so this is somebody who basically dwelt and dealt. Somebody was underhanded. Somebody had no morals. Somebody had no limits. Somebody did not care. And they lived their life like that. And so now, basically, all of their karma is coming back to them. Yeah. Now, these are just how the cards are in order, right? You got two men. And somebody caught these two men. Oh! Somebody caught these men. And whoever this woman is, she's sitting there wondering why her man don't want none of this. Well, no pun intended. Why? Like, what? Somebody just sitting at home, gaining weight, getting fat and everything, wondering why her man don't want none of this good punani, only to find out, no, he doesn't want your punani. He doesn't want any woman's punani. Somebody has literally driven themselves crazy trying to please a man that can't be pleased. Also, somebody likes men who dress up as women too, but that's, I've been saying that. I don't know what that is, but it keeps coming out. All right, what we have here? Yeah, somebody's either going to get caught, because I did see that in the future, because basically somebody cannot hide their same-sex lover, or somebody cannot hide their secret lover anymore because they don't have the financial means to keep their separate lives separate. So, say, you know, because he can't, you know, this man can't afford to get a hotel room, like I said, to entertain his same-sex lover, he invites him over to the house or over to his house or something like that. Well, you know, perhaps, you know, this person could have like an unexpected visitor, or say this person, you know, has other people in the house. You know, they can call themselves trying to sneak around late night and everything, but somebody wakes up in the middle of the night and catches them. It could be something like that. Also, somebody's going to get caught screwing in the car too. Screwing in the back seat. Yes, they are. All right. The bottom of the deck, we have family matters. That's been the theme all day. January could be significant. Somebody could be born in January. We also have Gemini. Somebody is also trying to dig some type of dirt on somebody. You're trying to find out what's going on or find out. So this could be a situation. I did say somebody could be under investigation as well. We have brother in the reverse. So this was, I did say that, you know, somebody was supposed to be the other one's friend and basically plotted on them and took them out so they could take over their business territory, take their person, whatever it may be. Something could have happened within the past 3 to 6 months, or something will be happening in the next 3 to 6 months. And somebody is lying to you about someone else or something. So this could even be a situation where you've asked your person flat out, did you have something to do with this? Are you involved with this person? Are you gay? Like, what is going on? This person fucking knows you to death. No, 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 no. Or whatever it may be. You're going to find out. All right. Give me a couple more. Okay. Somebody rejection. Somebody is glad that you are gone. So if you broke up with this person or whatever, somebody is glad that you're gone. Ooh. Or you could be glad that somebody is gone. What else we have? We have husband in the reverse. So somebody's relationship, somebody's leaving someone, or somebody has left someone, or somebody just does not want to have to play the role anymore. So if this is, a situation where somebody was married, but they secretly, play for the other team and everything, somebody is tired of living that lie. Somebody doesn't want to do it anymore. Somebody wants to authentically be themselves. We have true love. So this could be a situation where somebody is telling like, hey, I love, I don't love Barbara. I love Bobby. Who knows? So this could be happening within the next month as well. Somebody is also running from the law. I did say that. Somebody needs to flee. And somebody is not making the money to flee. And somebody is panicking right now. All right, and then finally we have somebody could be dealing with a young girl or a young girl age 18 to 30 years old. Could be significant. Somebody is also skinny. Some type of unexpected news, but it's not going to be good news, is coming up. Somebody will betray you soon in the reverse. So somebody already has betrayed you. If this is not a betrayal thing, again, I did say that somebody could have been suspecting somebody of doing them something when it was somebody completely different. All right. And then we have sun in the reverse. All right. So somebody could be finding out their sun is not theirs. All right. So I hope that helped. It was a little choppy because I'm seeing what I'm seeing and what I'm able to communicate. It's like a delay somewhere. All right, so we have Ms. Rizalina Bernardo. She said, is the Capricorn next door, her neighbor, starting to like her more as a friend? Is he starting to like her more as a friend? Miss Rizalino's neighbor. He's not really sure right now. He's taking his time. He doesn't really want to make the wrong decision. First, this is somebody who thinks like me. To date somebody in your neighborhood or a neighbor, that's kind of tricky, because if the relationship were to end or something like that, you still have to see this person. You still have to, live near this person. So this is somebody who could be weighing the pros and cons of dealing with somebody that literally lives in their backyard. You can maybe question what this person is telling you. You're not confident whether or not he likes you or not. So what I'm getting is you could be feeling more insecure because you can feel like, I mean, obviously you feel like he doesn't reciprocate the emotions that you may be feeling, but I don't think that that's that. I think that perhaps you could be overthinking it, and that he basically is just trying to figure out what it is, what is in the best interest of the both of you, whether or not you all should pursue it or just remain friends. Also, this could be somewhat of a head fuck mind player as well, so be wary of that. So this could be someone who is basically all talk. This could also be someone who's not emotionally available at the time. And so you could, basically, if you do get into a relationship with this person, it may not be fulfilling. Okay. Now, on the flip side, this could also be someone, so say this is somebody who has very possessive tendencies. You know what I mean? This could be someone who maybe is, apprehensive about getting into a relationship or talking to you on that level because they know how they are. Like, you fuck with them, you stuck with them, and, or they could feel this way about you, that perhaps, you may be clingy, or you may, where's my shoe? You may have, detachment or attachment issues. And so, they don't want to get into, or not, they don't want to, but they could be like kind of, weighing the pros and cons on whether or not they should pursue anything with you, because they could possibly know, like, when it comes to emotions, this person is like, what? And you could be sitting here like, you told me that you love me. You said you wanted to do this. Da, 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 da. And this person is just going to be stoic. They're not going to have anything to say. Also, if you take your time, I'm also, urging you to take your time before you rush and jump into anything with this person, because you may find out that the persona, or the person that this person is, the persona that this person is presenting to you may not be actually who this person is. And so you could mess around and get caught up with somebody who has, may not be what you think that they are. So take your time with that. Okay? I don't know why when I said that, I'm seeing that movie, The Paperboy, with Zac Efron and Nicole Kidman and John Cusack and Matthew McConaughey. And if you've never seen that movie, you should watch that movie. It's a very good movie. But basically it's about this woman who, have you seen it? I don't know who's showing me, who's giving me hearts, but it's about this woman who basically was a pen pal to this man on death row or in jail or whatever. And she was convinced that this man was innocent, and she enlisted the help of a newspaper reporter and everything to basically help get this man out of jail. And the man got out of jail, and he came and found her, and he showed up at her door, and he had, amazing sex with this woman. And after he busted his nut, he slapped her on the ass and said, go ahead, get packed, let's go. And he took her ass out to the swamps, and he ended up killing her. Okay? So, I'm getting some energy like that. So be very careful. All right. Now, Miss Vanderbilt, you said you and Merlin recently talked and had a good time. Maybe a change in energy, wanting to know Merlin's energy, emotions towards you. All right, what's Merlin's emotions? All right. I don't know, Miss Vanderbilt, if you have your own business but you definitely could be, somebody is better off than the other person. So it would be a come up as well. You got crossroads too. All right, give me another one. All right, Mama, I'm going to tell you what you got at the bottom. We have a hopeless romantic. That's you. Then we have ghosted, breadcrumbing, retirement goals, and plastic smiles. What came out when I shuffled was crossroads, bag secured, and boundaries. Immediately what I'm getting is somebody has more money than the other, or somebody is more established than the other, or better off than the other. And so that if this relationship would come to pass, it would be a come up for the other person. What I am going to say to you is be wary with this relationship as well. So this is a situation, if this is a situation where this person was hot and cold, or is hot and cold and everything with you, and then suddenly they seem interested, or something like that. So this could be where, okay, you know, you meet somebody and, you know, they're kind of like lukewarm. You know, you have like lukewarm feelings for them. Like, you know, they're all right and everything. But then you have a conversation and you find out that this person owns a yacht or a small island or something. Well, hell yeah, your fucking attraction points just shot up to 1,000, right? This is all hypothetical. So whereas before I might not have given you any time, now I'm going to make time. I'm getting a energy like that. Also, somebody could have been in jail before too. Somebody could have been in jail before. Or somebody could have gotten a police call on them. Or something like that. I'm hearing unevenly yoked. This person is possibly not on your level. And that's going to cause problems. That's definitely going to cause problems, because this person is going to be a drain on your resources. This person is going to be a drain on your energy. This is going to be a drain. I think I told you before I wasn't too keen on this energy, but this person, yeah, or if it's not him, it's something where you need to set some boundaries, some strong boundaries. So if you talk to this person, so basically you may be more smitten with this person than they are with you. Now on a flip side, this person could become quite clingy and demanding, or, you know, something that is could exhibit undesirable behaviors. Somebody is focused on money. I will say that. So you could find that this person is interested in you because of what you can provide for them or what you can help them to achieve. So they could be all roses and bubbles now, but as soon as you tell this motherfucker no, and I don't know where that came from, but as soon as you tell this motherfucker no, he could be trying to put his hands on you or trying to intimidate you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So this could be a situation where you will see this person or have a conversation with this person or possibly spend time with this person. So they'll give you just enough energy to keep you hanging on. They'll give you just enough to keep you around in case of emergencies, break glass type of situation. Or they'll give you just enough to make sure that you remain smitten with them, so they can always come to you for something. But I do see in the future that you are going to end up having to set some type of boundaries with this person. First of all, this person is going to gaslight you so fucking much that you're going to end up walking away, because this person basically is only going to come to you or show you attention. It could be, now I'm going to give my disclaimer, I could be wrong. But basically come to you or show you attention when they need something from you. So it's like, damn, I know I have an appointment next week and I know I'm going to need a ride and I don't have a car, so let me go on over here and start, calling her up and spending time with her. So, like my appointment is Wednesday. So like by Monday and everything, she'll be all niced up and I can be like, hey, can you take me to my appointment on Wednesday? Or is it okay if I use your car on Wednesday? And, because this person has, been calling you all day and sending you good morning texts and all that other good shit. Now, you are roped in and you're like, oh yeah, babe, I got you, because now you're looking at it as being a supportive girlfriend and everything. Whereas this person is basically, just trying to secure a ride to their appointment. So somebody could be smitten with someone while the other person is basically looking at the other person is basically, using someone for what they can do. Yeah, that is what I see. I don't know. Also, first of all, somebody's in a third party situation. Somebody is creeping around like the fucking Pink Panther. And somebody is not trying to stop their ways. So somebody is a ladies' man out here. You got your ladies' man. All right? And somebody's a liar. Somebody is very sexual as well. So I don't think that one person will be able to satisfy this person's appetite. So I don't know, Ms. Vanderbilt. You might want to be careful with that. You said you're clingy and demanding of your phone. No, what I saw the jail, that's in the future, mama. You might have to call the police on this person. Now, that's not a guarantee, but this was in the future. So you might end up having to set very strict boundaries with this person. I see where this person could be in it for the money. You could be more, you could have more than this person. And it doesn't have to be like, this could be, this person doesn't have a car, you have a car. Currently, this person could be in between jobs and you have a job, but whatever it is, you bring more to the table than that person does, if that makes sense. So just be careful, mamas. All right, I've been on here for 2.5 hours, so I'm gonna hop off. I'm so sorry that it took so long for the reading to click. But thank you so much to everybody who is on the chat. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. If you have any questions, you can always, obviously send me a message via, YouTube, some way, some shape, some form, and I will answer it. And I will definitely work on getting the Instagram channel back up, as well as you're more than welcome, baby. The Instagram channel and a Facebook channel, fingers crossed. It's really crazy. Like, my day job right now is the summer months, so it's a really busy time for me. So I'm trying to coordinate everything at once. So please give me a break and stick with me. I promise I'll get it all done eventually. And until the next time, deuces. Bye, y'all.